Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We're back once again for another solo Let's Play of Echoes of Wisdom. If you guys do go and see, we just went acclaimed with the Black Cat suit, and that does mean that we have all three amiibo outfits for what we do need for Zelda here, so that is very nice. And if you did miss out throughout the last video, well, we just went and crossed on into with Lanayru Temple, and we got to see what the gimmick of this area is going to have to showcase with, and that is going to have to be by using the ice and or fire element to go and change around with a sub part of whatever different type of area that we're actually located with within here. But now, since we just made it into the midway point, it seems like we are going to have to face off with a mini boss. Now this is going to be the big slime, or the big blob. I think it's just a much better word to go and fit if we just call him the big slime here. But for what we need to do with this big slime is that we are going to have to use any type of ice element on this dude. Fire doesn't really work. I don't think any other type of element that is other than the ice is going to really go out of their way to work. So just go and use your ice attack, have like anything like ice quiche related, or have like any other type of enemy that deals with some ice, and you can go and just freeze this guy, and then over time you can just keep on attacking him like so, and over a little bit of the course of the different type of set phases that are going to happen, he should be depleting his slime more and more as we go, and at that point then he's going to get himself destroyed, and then we could go and move on ahead. Doesn't really seem like there's going to be any type of Clone Link battle that's going to be happening, though. I was predicting that that was going to be somewhat happening within this video. I don't really think that that is going to be the case, unless if there is going to be a said actual boss that may probably deal with having Link there. But anyways, we'll have to see what happens. But now we got ourselves with this part here. So as you guys go and look at, there is going to be a new echification. You can go and pick this up if you want. Now we already have a set type of fire enemy as it is, so it should be able to kind of make things a little bit nice. But also as well too, it doesn't really hurt to go and find any other type of set fire echoes just to have another type of extra backup alongside with you. But yeah, we're gonna have to go and hit every single one of these type of set torches that are going to be located in this type of underground area. Now I'll show you guys how the different set type of puzzles are going to really work around within here, and not really show you guys too much of what this place is going to be all about. So there's that one there, and then of course you got this one where there's gonna be some falling icicles. Well, we're gonna have to kind of somewhat kind of cheese that a little bit by having that cloud to kind of somewhat block one of the parts of the icicles there. But now what we're gonna have to do is actually use with try here and actually move one of the set type of Ignigsols that we have for an echo, and pull them on through into one of those set torches. And by that point there, everything should now finally be activated, and the door is now going to be open to us, and we're going to have some more annoying fun time with the actual set elements that we're going to have to move around here in the Lanayru Temple now. Because as you guys are going to be seeing here in just a little bit, we actually just went and found where the said boss key is going to be. So yeah, that other type of area that's in the background there, as you guys go to see, there's this type of ice boulder there, and we can't really land it onto that switch yet. Well, there is this type of said little track that has, well, some sort of same type of element design that we went and did from before to kind of move into a certain fan. So we will have to go and do that type of fan movement around within here to make sure that the boulder can then actually roll on into properly to make sure that that boss key is going to be ours. So yeah, we got this big, huge, gigantic ice wall. Normally what we can go and do here is that if we, well, since we do have that fire, we could actually change around with that element right around, but unfortunately we can't really go and do anything else with that right now, unless if this ice wall gets completely dissipated. But right now we can't really do anything about with that, so we will have to do a little bit of some battling as we go. But not to worry, these guys really shouldn't be all that too entirely difficult. But we got some twisted pumpkins, always great for that. May possibly have to go and return back to the real world out of here, because if you guys don't know, here in the Lanayru Temple we are in the still I think Hebron Mountain at this point in time, so we should be able to hopefully try to get on out of that if we ever are going to be needing to get some extra more smoothie drinks. And having a smoothie right now, like for what the time is currently, within well, for what the actual post recording is all about here. It is on June 20th, so we're almost close to actual summer. And to be honest with you, around in my area, it is pretty humid, and I always don't like it whenever it gets like into the humid time, because that's when I'm gonna be just like sweating all over the place, man. And it's always better to go and just stay inside my nice good AC house and don't really have to go outside all that too much. Alright, but there we go. So that already takes care of one particular area. Oh, and then also as well, it's going to take care of this part as for this time too. So very nice. So there is going to be a switch down there, by the way, for what that area is going to be showcasing with. We are going to be needing a boulder for that. Now, here for this area, there's nothing really anything too spectacular here. There is a chest, by the way, but I don't really think you really want to go for this type of chest, because these type of tech-tikes, though, however, are really, really, really frustrating. And I think the one way that you could actually somewhat stun them is that you can go and use some of your electric enemies if you need to. But either than that, the chest that you go and pick up is that there's nothing really anything too special, unless if you want to 100% complete out the different chests that are here. But we're not going to really worry about that. Unless if it was like a key or something, I wouldn't mind picking it up, but that is nothing that we do really need at the moment. Because most of this whole area for Lanayru Temple, I don't think, from what I have seen, is that we haven't really picked up with a said type of key yet. Maybe at the very beginning, but other than that, we haven't really seen any other key type of puzzle to ever be shown out of here. Because the only one that I can only somewhat remember was at the very beginning, and that was around during the time that we went and switched around with the fan the first time, and that was to open up with that one other type of said door. But other than that, no other keys has ever been here. It's just that there's going to be a lot of switches that are going to be showcasing up here for the time being. Alright, so there we go. So now we got ourselves with the ice in this sub part here. And as you guys are going to be looking at, well, we do have two different tiles. So that does mean that those type of special switches are going to have to be dealing with the Armoses. And we've done this plenty amount of times from before. So just bring out a boulder, bring out an Armos or something, and try to line them up properly. And just be able to open up the door right there. So perfect. That's all that we do need for that. Okay, so time to move on in through this door, and I think we got ourselves with a little bit of some Wolf battles and an Ice Wolf for the very first time. So very nice. We'll be able to go and pick up with that Echo pretty nicely there. Yeah, I'm trying to like somewhat, at least somewhat try to conserve as most of the different set energy that we do have for our sword fighter or any other type of supernatural power that we do have for Zelda at this point, but try to be careful. So this part here could be a little bit frustrating. There's a lot of freezards, and I think before you actually go and start to move around with the element is trying to make sure that you go and knock out with the freezards first before you go and actually start doing that, because at that point, if the freezer does actually hit you with the fire element, it will turn back to ice, and I don't think we really want that. So there we go. So that's everything that we do need at this point completely done. So all that we can really go and do now is just go and press on the switch here, and this should now go return us right back to the boss key. So yeah, so right back over here at this area, remember before where there was a wall? Well, now what we could do here is take that same ice element, change it into the fire element, and then put it right on into this spot, which then now, for where that boulder is at, this whole area should now get completely dissolved into its water form, and somewhat clear out all that different set icicle spears that are there. But now we're going to have to go and just take back the ice one again and refreeze this one without having all that said icicle stuff that's going on. And I think we have enough space at this point where now the boulder can somewhat go and slide on in, and then we can now go and get the boss key that we do want for this. And I think with that being said in mind, this is going to be a perfect enough time for me to just go and end off this video for today. So thank you guys so much for going and watching out here for today. In the next video, we will be fighting with the boss here of Lanayru Temple. And I don't know who we're going to be facing. Could it be Link? Could it be another type of set boss that we don't know? We'll have to find out in the next one. So see you guys then, and peace.